Let's discuss depression. So, sir, nowadays a lot of people are falling prey to depression. Even young children experience different kinds of depression due to various stresses, which is different from what adults go through. So, first, tell me this. Even in the past, I think people used to have stress, but the word depression was rarely heard. Nowadays, we hear about it a lot more. So, what is the reason that in today's times, this problem, which is now called a disease, has become so big? Why is it increasing so much?
Look at the lifestyle. Whenever we talk about diseases these days, my common answer is lifestyle, the way we live. We have ruined our lifestyle far too much. If we talk about everything from waking up in the morning to going to bed at night and even discuss our timing. Look, there was a time when people used to wake up and do Surya Namaskar. It was said that you should greet the rising sun. And today, what's common is not seeing the rising sun, but rather seeing the sun when its rays are already harsh. When they wake up, the sun is already shining in their eyes. There was a reason why people were told to look at the rising sun, or in our entire culture, to show respect and reverence to it. The spiritual reasons are there, of course. But if I talk about the medical reason, it's that the rays of the sun increase the level of serotonin in our body. Serotonin is called the hormone of happiness. This is the hormone. The more you have it in your body, the happier you will be. Nowadays, the time when your body could synthesize serotonin, you end up sleeping through it. Then let's talk about diet, tamasic food. That food is sour, stale, especially old food in tamasic diet. I always say, cook fresh and eat fresh. But what is the majority of our diet today? Pizza, burgers, things that are already processed, they're heated in the microwave and served to us. You eat them happily, but this old stale food has become tamasic. If you talk about juices, there was a time when you would get fresh juices made and drink them. But today, even the juices are canned, they're old. Again, this is also one of the reasons for depression. And besides this, your problems have increased, your stress has increased, but your desires have increased even more. Because in today's era, there is so much to have. Just a few years ago, there were no iPhones. If a person got a normal cell phone, they used to be very happy. But today, people want iPhones, iPads, all of these things. If you have a small car, you're not happy, you want a bigger car, the biggest one. Desires for a bigger house, for more, have created so many extra needs around us that by trying to fulfill these desires, all our goals become much bigger. Meeting them isn't that easy. When you try, big desires, and on the back end, a messy lifestyle, when both these things come together, a person starts to feel regularly depressed. This is what we call depression, because being stressed, feeling sad, at some point or another comes into everyone's life. There are days when we all go through sadness. Maybe a close loved one leaves this world, or there are other reasons, financial problems, a business crisis. At such times, feeling a bit sad or even very sad for a while is normal. But when it persists continuously, that's not normal anymore. That's what depression is.
So, of course, there used to be stress even in the old days, but those desires weren't like this. Families used to be complete at home. Another thing was that families would gather together, everyone lived together, and the environment was good. We used to discuss our problems with each other. Nowadays, all our friends and family are just on the phone. We don't discuss our problems with anyone. We keep everything bottled up inside, and then on top of that, we have so many more desires, right? All these desires bring us even more stress inside. And then in trying to fulfill them, we end up with some level of depression. We should really spend more time with our families. Whoever you are, try to keep yourself away from stress as much as possible. Now, if we talk about treatment, if someone falls into depression, how should they be treated? If we talk about your side, for example, at the Delhi Center, there are a lot of indoor activities organized, especially for those who are suffering from different illnesses and have become victims of depression. There are always some indoor facilities available for them.
Absolutely, when we talk about the treatment of depression, it involves two approaches: lifestyle changes as well as medicinal treatment, because the root cause is often a poor lifestyle. It's very important to change the root cause. This is how we start the treatment for a depression patient. We work on their lifestyle. We help them make lifestyle changes, encourage regular meditation, and adjust their sleeping schedule. After that, we focus on their diet, whether it's reducing tamasic foods, ensuring the food is easily digestible, freshly prepared, and nutritious. That's what we get them to start with. The medicines that we talk about, they all fall into two types of combinations for depression patients, brain OA and brain OR. Generally, even if we talk about ayurvedic treatment, we know that brain tonics are given, and in those, both types of medicines are mixed. There are medicines that activate the brain, and there are medicines that relax the brain. The end result is that when we take these medicines, nothing really happens because one medicine like brahmi activates the brain, while another medicine like jatamansi relaxes the brain. So the end result is nothing. That's why we give Braino A medicine only to our depression patients who are in the severe category. This is because they remain quite active during the day, their bodies have positive thoughts, their energy levels are alive. Braino R is for relaxation. We give it at night, which contains jatamansi, vacha and other such herbs that relax the brain. If there has been stress in the brain throughout the day, these herbs remove it. They induce better sleep because often depression patients have very poor sleep patterns. Braino A and Braino R are the medicinal treatments we give to our patients. And for some patients, if we feel they have reached a more advanced stage, have developed obsessive compulsive disorder, or are in advanced stages of bipolar disorder, then we have a tablet in capsule form called Cefalgo, which we use. You mentioned therapists. If we talk about therapists, then Shirodhara. Shirodhara has become a trademark therapy in Ayurveda. Whenever we look at any Ayurvedic browser or an Ayurvedic company's website, we often see a person lying down with oil dripping onto their forehead from a pot. That has become a very common benchmark for Ayurveda, Shirodhara. But actually, therapeutic Shirodhara is a very different thing because the exact point is here, the point between our eyebrows, which we call the Agya chakra. It's a chakra in the body that we call the Agya chakra. The oil is to be poured on that Agya chakra. That can be clockwise or anti-clockwise depending on the need of the patient. When it is done regularly for the patient, the person goes into a deep sleep. That deep sleep is the kind of state that a person achieves in deep meditation. People from all over the world come to us to experience this. We do it regularly, generally between the 7th and the 21st day. The person becomes free from depression. And along with this, if the depression is mild, the medicines I mentioned earlier are enough to control it. But there is one common thing that everyone should do. After waking up in the morning, you should definitely look at the rising sun.
Call now to connect with world's senior most Ayurvedic healer, Dr. Navdeep Sharma.